Hi Scorpio, welcome to your Magician reading for 2020. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to True Love Tarot. Love and support to her. Check her out, show her some love. This is intended to be a romantic love reading, but it may resonate in other areas of your life. Also, this may resonate as yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus sign. These have been all over the place. Business, career, money, friendship, family. This is a lot. Because this is looking at where your energy output has been, or where it needs to go, or where it could go to be more beneficial for you. All right, Scorpio. So what have you been investing in? Is it working? Where should you, or what do you need to go through to get to the other side of it so you can recalibrate and reinvest in this area? All right. 8 of Pentacles, talk about investing. There it is. Page of Wands. The Hermit, that could be Virgo. 10 of Wands. The Devil, that could be Capricorn. As I say, Capricorn. The Wheel. And Ace of Cups. Look at you, Scorpio. Okay. All right. What do we got here for the little guys? Move over there. There we go. All right. 10, 10. 6. Okay. All right, so what's this Page of Wands about? So we got some changes afoot here. You're waiting for something. Are you though? Are you waiting? I don't know. You're not waiting, but you like this recent turn of events. So in the last 3 months, things have been different for you, and you like it. That's good. Okay. There's been a shift. Are you have you withdrawn from the romantic thing altogether? Or are you just giving things a break? Have you withdrawn to kind of keep busy, but you're just not dealing with it yet? What's this Page of Wands? Okay. So maybe that's the work that... Yeah. What's this Hermit about? Wanting to get to the good stuff. The Tower. Could be Scorpio. What's this 10 of Wands? Two of Pentacles. I think you've been keeping yourself busy to keep having to deal with the situation at bay, but it's kind of kept you focused on it, because what you're trying to run from, you're always kind of dragging right behind you. So it's actually keeping you connected to it, because there's those quiet moments throughout the day that invariably you know. So you have the benefit of time, but if it's left untreated or unexamined, it's, I won't say untreated, but you know what I mean? And so the reason then, it feels like the reason why you haven't put the finishing touches on this is because you don't want to yet. You're not ready, because you're still holding out hope. You kind of just want to be done with the ugly stuff, and can we just get to the part where I'm happy, and I've got offers coming in, or I've got, after all this hard work, but it's, in reality, what it is you just are kind of keeping yourself busy, still trying to make sense of what's going on. Trying to figure out what your next move is, and you're leaving it predicated on what the other person wants. You're not making the final decision for yourself. You're still kind of holding this space for this person to maybe come around to finally get this off the ground with you. What's this? Well, the good news is, it's good for money, right? I mean, all that working, making some stability for yourself. What's this Devil card about? 10 of Pentacles. All right. What's this Wheel of Fortune? Some of you haven't been working per se, just been keeping yourself busy. And it hasn't been quite as profitable, but that's small detail. What's this 10 of wheel? What's this Wheel of Fortune about? There's that 8 of Pentacles again. So you're no stranger to hard work, but instead of keeping yourself busy, there could be other opportunities for you to put that energy specifically into work. And I'm not talking self-improvement. There's other avenues of work out there. I don't know why this is showing up in response to a romance reading, because this started off, is this basically saying instead of you spinning your wheels waiting for someone to make a decision, get out there and do something profitable with all that free time you have? Is that what this is? It seems kind of superficial if it is. I don't want to accept that. What's this Ace of Wands about for Scorpio? Page of Wands. This is Ace of Cups. Sorry, what's this Ace of Cups about? Page of Wands. All right. I feel like you're waiting for someone to decide. You're waiting for someone. And you just kind of, and it's because you don't want to have to look at what really is. So you're kind of spinning your wheels, but that energy of kind of waiting and keeping yourself busy could be so much better spent for you and could really benefit you. But you're going to get mad at me, and what you're doing is just keeping yourself busy to avoid dealing with an uncomfortable situation rather than moving through something, rather than dealing with something, whether with working on yourself. You're spinning your wheels. This energy could be much better spent. This magician's store of energy for you, or where you're manifesting, is kind of keeping things the way they are because you're not making any decisions, because your energy is staying kind of bottled up and just, it's like a hamster on a wheel. And you have this incredible ability to, it's like the Phoenix rising, quite literally. You can move through endings and change and make something out of it. And maybe that's why you're waiting, because you know once you're done, you're done. Because once you set something in motion, you don't turn back. So that's probably why you're still kind of holding out for this situation, because once it's done and over, for the Scorpios I'm reading for, you have no problem resurrecting and starting up, but you don't do that with somebody else. It lands different. So once you're done, you're done. And I don't think you want to let go of this yet. I think you're still holding out hope that you'll get something up and running with this person. So you're spinning your wheels, you're buying yourself time, and you're buying the other person time. And that energy could be much better spent with you actually putting that energy towards something that's much more profitable for you. Not necessarily money, because I don't want this to, honestly, that felt shallow to me. It's like, no, it's so much better than that. There's too much. You can't just go from having this constantly on your mind to getting a second job. That's a disconnect there. It doesn't make sense. So this feels like you being able to have what you want, but with a different person. Because for the Scorpios I'm reading for, manifesting something, calling something in, setting things in motion is not a problem for you. But the energy is pent up and blocked because you're wanting it to be with this one person, and it's throwing good energy after bad. It's like a black hole. It's just going in there. It's being wasted. So where'd you go? There you are. You could have what you want, a relationship, because this feels relationship focused, but not with the person that you want. It's like you've dug your heels in and you're really wanting, it's funny because you want to kind of be over it and just have things up and running. You want to speed past this ugly part. So you're spinning your wheels, keeping yourself busy, but you're running in place. You're not running towards something better, which is what you could be doing. What's this? All right, what else for Scorpio? I'm sorry if this is the same old. It's coming up again. We got Queen of Swords. You need to make a decision about this romantic situation. You need to see it for what it is and realize what you're doing. You're holding place for somebody that's not in any hurry to get to you. What else for Scorpio? The practical side of things. All right. The Ten of Pentacles. I think I think that's why you don't want to really let this go, is because you see your future or your security with this person. This person means a great deal to you, and this is an emotional investment for you. You really want this to pay off, but you've got to look at it realistically. What else for Scorpio? Energy is spent better. Okay. Five of Pentacles. What else for Scorpio? Last one. What else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? I'm hoping this is still going. Yeah? Yeah. What else for Scorpio? Because it's all of a sudden on my viewfinder. It's not. It did a bunch of blinky things, but what else for Scorpio? Okay, the moon, Pisces or Cancerian. Okay, so this could be Libra, by the way. This needing to take a look at this emotional situation or your emotional investment in something realistically and make some decisions on what is, because this is, at this point, perhaps there's a reluctance to kind of either look at it realistically or be decisive about what you want to do next. You're no slouch. And it's almost like this person doesn't really know you well enough at all if they don't think that this kind of running in place is costing the relationship or them or you. You're making great concessions for whatever this is. And as much as I'd like to say you're at the crossroads, you're not. You're still holding out for this future with someone. We got the Ten of Pentacles twice that you just don't have a realistic bent on yet. It's like it's unhealthy and you know it, and you're still trying to make it, you're trying to wait it out, you're trying to let it transmute into something else. And right now, it's almost like you're trying to do that through your withdrawal, but that's not enough. The other person has to do something. You're not in control here. And I think you're trying to kind of manage it or control, and you can't, because this other person just isn't coming correct. They're not rising up. They're not meeting you halfway. And that's very difficult for you to accept, because you do see a future with them. There is this longevity potential for you, and yet there's also disappointment and sadness and disconnect. And the advice to disconnect right now, to make those decisions, to think about this clearly and disconnect. And we got the moon here, Pisces or Cancerian. Whoopsie. This one. This, I look at this and it's like, oh, she's succumbing because she's just finally letting the weight of it hit her and figure out what her next moves are, or at least deal with what is the unknown. But I think this is because deep down, you don't know what to do next. You more than you let on. There's this fear of not being able to be with this person after you invested so much, or that you kind of put so much on this connection. And there's no shade or judgment here, but this is calling it out because there's a lot that you perhaps don't want to look at. And it's easy to kind of analyze something 365 ways to Sunday, but seeing it for what it is and being realistic about what's really going on, what lies beneath, that's pretty heavy duty and pretty scary. It's also very weighted. And I feel like this is you spinning your wheels and not wanting to make a decision, wanting to leave everything kind of the way it is. The only thing that's moving forward is time. There's this return to this situation like every 3 months, because you get some distance, you try something new, and then you return back to this situation. It could be that's the only time this person makes any effort towards you is when you start to get just out of their reach. Because we got you dealing with a familiar situation that you're wanting to have some clarity and control over. And It's just not happening. And it's because you won't take decisive action. Don't hate me. What is showing here for the Scorpios that I'm reading for, would rather spin your wheels than to take decisive action. And part of it is strategic because maybe you don't want to be the one to end things or to deliver the final blow or to give the ultimatum because you think that you'll see this person for what they really are and they won't make the effort, and that would be disappointing. Or you're buying time because once you're done, but then that rings hollow, doesn't it? Because here's this moon here that this is about fear. So if you're sitting here, well, I'm really doing this person a favor because once I'm done, I'm done. Are you? Because this is you being afraid to be done. You don't want to let go. You're too afraid of what's on the other side of letting go of this situation. So 2020 for your magician energy is about you getting to the bottom of this fear, or at least being okay with the unknown, which you're a Scorpio. Are you selling yourself short here? I mean, come on. You forget yourself, please. This is a no-brainer. You don't have a problem with the unknown. You throw me to the wolves, I'll come back leading the pack. Yeah. It's not, so whatever, there's something about this then, because this is not like you to be afraid. So you need to get a grip. Tough love, sorry, I mean no disrespect. But you're talking a big game, but you need to decide and take action because you're not. And around we go. Why aren't you? That's what you need to look at. That's where the story is. Why aren't you? What is it about this person that you can't let go of? 2020 is about figuring that out for you and realign, pulling your energy back, because you've got resurrection in spades. You've got understanding and knowledge. You go deep. You're not afraid. But you're afraid of not being deep, I guess. Like if you're not holding space and if things aren't complicated, what's after that? There's this fear that there's going to be nothing after that. But there is. Ace of Cups, Page of Wands, there is. This is you figuring it out, working to figure it out. I think there's just this real wish that you want it to happen with this person. This is nebulous. Is this being in love, but realizing you're in love with somebody that can't give you what you need because they're immature or they just are not really into it like you are? Or is this a new beginning? Because the time will tell, right? But I feel like you need to be clear on your own stuff. Whether this is a new beginning with this person and you two working it out, or if this is you coming full circle and not being afraid anymore, not like you were before. So either way, you got to do the thing, regardless of if it's with this person or not. There's been a lot of effort and output that could be so much more profitable, beneficial, joyful, whatever your success story is, if it's reprioritized into putting the final touches on this, and you don't want to. So I'm at a loss here because I feel like that's just not that's not an option. You don't want to, what's that over there? You don't want to close this out. Is it because you feel this psychic pull or this otherworldly connection to your person? Could be. There's an avoidance of wanting to see this for what it is. And so 2020 there's a call to action here to do a deep dive on this so that you can close, because this is bigger than just a person. This is about the connection that you have and why you have it. Like what makes this something that you just don't feel like you can walk away from yet. And everybody has their reasons. This is not about defending your choices. It's just, if you're going to stay there, know why you're staying there. Don't stay because you're afraid on what's the other side of you not being there. Be clear about your choices and your fears. Know yourself well enough to know, instead of just suffering in silence and kind of spinning your wheels, know why you're afraid. Because I don't want to be alone. Because I'm insecure. Because call it out, name it. You're not afraid of that. You never have been. Scorpios don't back down from that stuff. So this is about you getting real clear on why you're there. Then this dynamic becomes a choice. You're not held back or trapped or, oppressed. This is about, yeah, I know it's not the best for me, but this and that is really good, or I want that money, or I want the physical connection, or I want the whatever. It becomes a choice. I'm not advocating unhealthy choices here. I'm advocating for self-efficacy and self-reliance, and you having dominion over your choice, and you being on top of your choices, not letting something control you and make you afraid. Whatever is going on, 2020 is about you getting clear of that and being aware of your choices and why you're choosing what you're choosing. It might not be the best choice. We all know that, eating this or going there or doing that is not, but we do it. Well, that's a bad example. Scratch that. Point being, if you're going to do the thing, have it be a choice, not a compulsion. Shutting up. All right. What else for Scorpio? Oh God, did the thing not? No, okay, right there it is. Hi. What else for Scorpio? Queen of Swords, get clear. Be very clear, decisive. This could also be you wanting to talk to somebody you trust about this, about the unclarity, or about the disparity, and this is, I keep being drawn to this very same color scheme here, or very similar. This, because you're tired of kind of spinning your wheels, so this could be very telling of you wanting to tell somebody. Because for the Scorpios that I'm reading for, from the outside, it looks like you're doing and going and keeping busy and you're good and whatnot, but again, it's this spinning the wheels energy. And so it might be time after months of doing this that you're starting to think, you know what, I might need some help in being decisive or understanding why, because there's so much I don't understand about what this hold that this situation has on me, and why I feel so drawn to this person or this type of situation with a person. We got Queen of Swords twice. This could be about you wanting to finally doing a deep dive on and figuring out stuff and doing the work, working on yourself. It's always nice when it comes together, last 50 seconds of a reading, right? There's forward movement, but it's at the end of the year, and my hunch is, it's after you do a deep dive on this. It's after there's clarity about this. That's when this comes into play, this Ace of Cups and this Page of Wands. But you've got to go through it first and not just spin your wheels, but actually do a deep dive and become aware of why before you get to this fresh start in self-love, fresh start in romantic love. There's a new love here. And is it a new relationship, or is it you being clear about what you want and still being with the same person or situation? Feels new. Good Lord, this could be pregnancy. This could be pregnancy. Just saying, doesn't have to be, but that might be on some of your radars, just saying. What else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? All right, so because that was, all right, we're doing this. King of Wands, that could be Sagittarius, and good gracious, Queen of Swords 3 times. Come on. Eight of Pentacles twice, Queen of Swords 3 times. This is about needing to take a look at doing working, but doing work differently, shifting your focus to self-awareness, discovery, figuring out the why, doing a deep dive on your choices so that you can get clear of this sort of pull that somebody might have on you, or this whatever this pull is, at least knowing why, and then it becomes a choice. It's not a compulsion, and it keeps you trapped, blah, 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 yada, 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 everything I've said. 3 Queens of Swords. Need to get clear and set boundaries. All right. I feel like this is going to make this work that you're doing purposeful. It's not just going to be keeping yourself busy and buying time for someone. And the surface is, it looks like you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give them time to be able to come around to, but really you don't want to be by yourself. You're afraid that if it doesn't work out with this person, that's it. And that's not the case. I mean, it's not the case. We got new love here. So it's about getting clear on why. Because this, if you don't get clear on this, this could be the same dynamic with a new love. This could be the same dynamic. Somebody different. You need to, need to be clear. Then it becomes a choice. All right. I hope this was helpful, me yelling at you. And I again, if it's more of the same, but that's what's showing up. And this is heavy dang duty here. This moon, this is no joke. This is pretty darn weighted. And this kind of explains why there's this, you spinning your wheels. This is scary stuff here, what lies beneath. And, we got the devil and the moon. This is that you can't help yourself type of energy. And it's because you're unaware or because you want the idea of doing that. But this is very different. This is that kind of taking some time and doing some soul searching and figuring things out. There's some stuff around, like, I don't want to look at this. I'm scared of this. This is heavy duty. This terrifies me. This is not terrifying. This is doing your due diligence, really examining something, but it's purposeful. This is not knowing what's behind whatever and not wanting to find out. So we do this over here because we don't want to go there. Okay, so it could be that you need some help plumbing the depths here. This is not enough. It needs to be a deep dive. Shutting up, good Lord. Thank you for stopping by, Scorpio. You keep your head up. Much love to you this year. I hope this was helpful. I'm yelling at you. Not really, but you know what I mean. It's time. It's time. You need to get vertical on this. It needs to become a choice, not a compulsion. I hope to see you in the next reading. Next one will be High Priestess. All right. You take care. Okay.